Alex Revell, how do we unpick that?
We unpick it by not taking chances. We created some fantastic opportunities that have to be goals. And we said the same on Saturday when we came here, and we're saying the same again today. First half, we should have been out of sight. Poor goals, two poor goals to concede. But when you don't take it, you can't rely on just keeping clean sheets. That's it. That's not. You have to take the chances, and it's hard enough creating chances in games. But again, we've come here, had more shots, on target, and some of them don't actually count as on target shots when when we create them. So that's how you unpick it. And then second half was a non-entity with what happened with the weather and players. Just it was just a non-event.
You could feel the frustration when that second goal went in. That kind of summed it up, really, didn't it? Because you dominated the game, but 1-0, you could take that going into the break. 2-0 was a different proposition.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be 2-0, should it? It's we have a fantastic one-on-one in the first 10 minutes. We started the game completely dominant, created a fantastic chance, and what you have to think about is that when you don't take those chances naturally as a player, it does affect you, I think, and we have to make sure that we take them. We have to be ruthless and clinical, and a demand on yourself to when those opportunities come that it matters. Everything, every opportunity you have to take, and we didn't do that tonight. Yeah, and to, the first goal was a poor goal, similar to what happened here for the winner on Saturday. We should deal with the cross, and the headers, we don't deal with the first header where we should. It's a free header, we should deal with it, and then it's a guy that heads it into an empty net. We'll have to look at it, and there we're in tomorrow to look at it to make sure that it doesn't happen again, because it's happened too many times now.
I guess it's a sort of a game where you probably learn quite a bit about some of your players.
Yeah, you learn a lot. We're trying to get people fit. We're trying to keep people for as long as we could out there to give them that fitness. We 7 changes. The players coming in, you ask them to play and get in the team, because the team's playing at a high level, and the demands on them to get in the team, and they go out there and perform. And you have to have a demand for yourself to want to get in the team and want to show everyone why you should be playing. But you do learn a lot. We've learned a lot as a coach staff today, and it's a disappointment, because again, in terms of on the ball, some fantastic bits of play, dominated the first half, but then you walk in 2-0 down from their only 2 opportunities. So you get punished if you make mistakes. The first one, we lose the ball, get a free kick, they score. The second one, we don't switch on from when we're pressing. 2 people don't do their jobs, and then all of a sudden it's in the back of your net. Whereas for us, we have to work really hard to score a goal. And but you've got to keep pushing. You've got to keep demanding it of people, because ultimately, if you don't produce, then it's hard to pick you.
Seemed an ever-ending second half. How did the conversation go when the game was suspended?
Well, I think it was unplayable, and I think you saw that from a pass in the second half from I think Dan Kemp tried to play it into Harvey White, and it stopped, and then they broke, and nothing was done of it. But obviously, they want to finish the game. They're winning. They want to finish it. But for me, it was just player safety. You see Randall go down straight away, hamstring. You're looking at your own players thinking, Carl Piagiani's played every minute, near enough of every game. Every time he sprinted after that, you're just thinking, just don't get injured. And unfortunately, I think second half, it was a bit of self-protection, probably a little bit within their minds. And it just became just a non-entity, didn't it? Because of the fact that we had so much of a wait. I don't agree with it. I think it was too long. We're sitting in the changing room around heaters, and it's for me, it's unacceptable. But I suppose someone's obviously said somewhere that the game needs to be played.
A good chance for some of the youngsters to sample first team football.
Yeah. It was obviously we'd have liked them to come on in a better half, to be honest with you. But I thought Ryan stood stood out. I think for me, I think he came on and showed a playing style above his years, which is good to see. We know he's got that in him, and we want to get the ones that are showing signs and progressing nicely. That we want to give them an opportunity to come and show us what they're about, and he's certainly done that. And Lenny and McKee's getting on as well. Is good for everybody at the football club. It's just a shame that the half had kind of gone at that point, and it's just a shame, isn't it? Because the fans travel to see it, and first half saw good football, but punished when you make a mistake.
And a well-earned break from action now over the next 10 days or so.
Yeah, we've got players that need it. It's been a grueling kind of few weeks in terms of travel and the magnitude of the games that we've played. And I think Saturday, took it out of you. I think it took it out of everyone because of the nature of the game and how well we played and how dominant we were. And I think the nature of the game that took it out. But again, first half you're walking in and you should be out of sight. You should be out of sight, and you're not. You're having to have a completely different talk because not taking opportunities and not being clinical enough. But it's something that we've got to stop saying. If we're going to have success, we have to stop saying that. That comes from within as a player. Has to come from demands that you put yourself in training. Comes from us as well, of course, of demands, but also has to come from within and yourself. If you don't demand that of yourself, then it's hard to take it from training into games if you don't have that demand every day, and that's something that we've really got to focus on.
Thanks, Alex.